Right now, a group of billionaires is spending trillions to erase every border on Earth. They're not building walls, they're tearing them down, and what they're creating will change how you live, work, and travel forever. But the truth behind this will shock you. In the next few minutes, you'll discover the massive floating city designed to exist outside any country's control. You'll learn why governments can't stop it, and you'll see how this could make nations completely obsolete. Let me show you exactly how this happened. The year is 2026, and the world's ultra-wealthy have a problem. Taxes, regulations, laws. They're tired of governments controlling their money and their freedom. So they came up with a solution that sounds like science fiction. It's called the OneWorld Continuum concept. Picture this, a floating platform the size of Manhattan. It sits in international waters where no country can touch it, no passports needed, no borders to cross, no government telling you what to do. The project is backed by tech billionaires worth over $200 billion combined. Names you'd recognize from Silicon Valley, investors from Dubai, European royalty, they're all in. This isn't just a luxury cruise ship. It's a fully functioning city with homes, offices, hospitals, and schools. 10,000 people will live there permanently. Another 50,000 will visit every year. Construction quietly started 18 months ago. Most people have no idea this exists. Now here's where things get really interesting. The OneWorld Continuum will be completely autonomous. It generates its own power using wave energy and solar panels covering 20 acres. It purifies ocean water into drinking water. It grows food in vertical farms built into the structure itself. The platform is designed to move slowly, about 5 miles per day. It follows perfect weather patterns and avoids storms using AI prediction systems. Here's the crazy part. It operates under maritime law, not the law of any specific country. That means they create their own rules, their own tax system, their own police force. Think of it as a floating Singapore, except there's no government above it. Residents pay a yearly fee instead of taxes. $50,000 gets you basic citizenship. $500,000 gets you voting rights on new policies. The wealthy love this because traditional countries can't tax their income or businesses based there. Your money in OneWorld Continuum stays your money. No inheritance tax, no capital gains, nothing. It's financial freedom in the middle of the ocean. But if you think that's crazy, wait until you hear this. OneWorld Continuum has already secured unofficial agreements with 12 nations. These countries will allow the platform to dock at their ports for supplies and medical emergencies. In exchange, OneWorld residents spend money in their economies, lots of money. We're talking billions in tourism revenue every year. But here's what nobody's talking about. The platform has its own currency. It's called the Unity Credit. It's fully digital and backed by a reserve of gold, Bitcoin, and real estate assets. You can't use dollars there. You can't use euros. Only Unity credits. And here's the genius part. When you convert your money into Unity credits, a small fee goes into a community fund. That fund pays for infrastructure, security, medical care, everything the city needs. No traditional taxes required. According to sources close to the project, early residents include CEOs, crypto millionaires, and even a few Hollywood celebrities. They're buying apartments that start at $2 million. Penthouses go for $50 million. But it's not just for the ultra-rich. They're also selling smaller units to remote workers, digital nomads, and entrepreneurs, people who can work from anywhere and want ultimate freedom. The waiting list reportedly has over 30,000 names, and construction is only 60% complete. This brings us to the most shocking discovery of all. OneWorld Continuum is just the beginning. It's the prototype. Documents leaked from investor meetings show plans for 7 more floating cities within 15 years. Each one will be bigger than the last. Each one will specialize in something different. One focused on tech and AI development, another on finance and banking, a third on medical research free from strict regulations. Imagine a world where you can choose which floating nation fits your lifestyle and values. And here's where it gets wild. These platforms will form a network, a borderless alliance. They'll trade with each other using Unity credits, share resources, share citizens. If one city gets too crowded, you simply move to another. No visa required, no citizenship tests, just transfer your membership. This completely breaks the traditional model of nation-states. Countries have controlled land, people, and resources for thousands of years, but these floating cities control none of that. They're mobile, flexible, impossible to conquer. And here's the part governments are terrified of. OneWorld Continuum proves you don't need a country to have a society. You just need infrastructure, rules, and people who agree to follow them. Some experts call this the beginning of corporate nations. Others call it neo-feudalism, where billionaires become lords of floating kingdoms. Either way, the world as we know it is changing forever. So what does all this mean for us today? For regular people, this creates a massive shift. First, competition. When billionaires and companies can simply leave and set up shop in international waters, countries lose power. That means governments might lower taxes and cut regulations just to keep wealthy citizens from leaving. Some economists say this could actually benefit average taxpayers. Others warn it creates a two-tier world. The rich escape to floating paradises. Everyone else stays behind dealing with crumbling infrastructure and rising costs. Second, this challenges our entire concept of citizenship. For centuries, your identity has been tied to your country. Your passport defines where you can go and what rights you have. But OneWorld Continuum residents won't have that connection. They'll be global citizens in the truest sense. No allegiance to any flag, no military service, no national pride, just pure individual freedom. Third, innovation could explode. When you remove government restrictions, things move faster. Medical treatments that take 10 years to approve in the US might launch in 6 months on OneWorld. New technologies, new business models, new ways of living. But there's a dark side too. What happens when something goes wrong? Who investigates crimes? Who enforces contracts? Who protects the vulnerable? The platform has its own systems, but they're untested. And if a crisis hits, there's no Navy coming to help. You're on your own in the middle of the ocean. Before we wrap up, there's one final thing you need to know. OneWorld Continuum isn't actually being built in secret. It's happening in plain sight. The company behind it has a public website. They've filed patents. They've held investor conferences. But almost nobody is paying attention. Why? Because it sounds too crazy to be real. And that's exactly what the founders want. Flying under the radar means less opposition, less media scrutiny, less chance of governments trying to block it. By the time the world realizes what's happening, the city will already be operational. The first residents move in next year. And here's the final twist. You could actually apply to live there. If you have the money and skills they want, they're accepting applications right now. This isn't some distant future concept, it's happening now. The border between nations and corporations is disappearing. The line between citizen and customer is blurring. And the billionaires betting trillions on this believe it's inevitable. They're not asking permission, they're just building it. If this opened your eyes, you need to see what comes next. Let's recap what we just uncovered. OneWorld Continuum is a floating city in international waters where 10,000 people will live outside any nation's control. It runs on its own currency, its own laws, and its own power. Billionaires are funding it to escape taxes and regulations, and 7 more floating cities are planned within 15 years. This could completely reshape how society works. If you found this fascinating, smash that subscribe button because we're tracking this story as it develops. Hit the like button if you think this is brilliant or terrifying. And here's my question for you. Would you live on a floating city if you could afford it? Or do you think nations and borders still matter? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. Next, watch our video on how billionaires are buying entire islands to create private countries. You won't believe what they're planning. See you there.